Hi there, my name's Laura and I run a business called Space Within. We're an organisation that exists to bring the experience of what it feels like to be human back into business and what it means to be human back into the world of work. We practice coaching, that's the label we give it anyway, because that's the label that we often understand in those big organisations. But in real terms, our work is about engaging with, talking with, spending time with leaders, often senior commercial leaders across the globe, to help them understand what it is that they have to do to bring the essence of who they are into the work that they do. We know that when they can do that, they aren't just more productive and happier at work, they're happier and healthier in the rest of their lives too. I've been recording these videos for a few months now. Many of you watch along regularly, but if you're watching for the first time, then quite simply I come on here at reasonably regular intervals to share a little bit of life wisdom from myself, stuff that I'm learning in my day-to-day that helps me feel more human and helps me connect with what it is like to be the real me. And I'm turning it into these little videos and sharing it with you in the hope that it can do something similar for you too. And today I want to talk to you about saying thank you, about gratitude, but with a very particular focus, a very specific focus. It's important and it's connected to the work that I do and the business does, because from my perspective, nothing makes us feel more human than our ability to feel. And specifically with respect to today's message, our ability to feel gratitude and connection to everything that we have and everything that we are. And also in my experience, my personal experience of life, one of the things that really connects us to other individuals is our capacity to express gratitude, particularly our capacity to give thanks. I'm here in Spain at the moment, and something I've noticed over the time that I spend here is that in the culture, to say thank you is just a very normal form of expression. And it isn't to say that we don't do that in the UK. You might not even be watching from the UK. It's different in different parts of the world, but certainly culturally we have, in different places, we have a different affinity with this concept of thank you. And what stood out for me this week is how often I've heard it actually expressed and very freely given. Often when I'm in the UK, what I notice is that we can think we're thanking somebody but not actually thank them. So we might do something and somebody might say, oh, that's fab. Or we'll give them something and they'll say, great. But we don't actually often use the words thank you. A client said to me a few months ago, oh, you say thank you a lot. You don't need to keep saying thank you. And I wasn't saying thank you, thank you, thank you. I was genuinely saying thank you. Thank you for what you did there. Thank you for what you shared with me that enabled me to experience something. Thank you for connecting me with that person who I now have a working relationship with. Without you, they wouldn't have been in my world. So thank you. So for me, it's a very natural way of expressing and a really natural way of helping to keep the balance of exchange in relationships healthy. So when the balance of exchange is healthy in a dynamic, then it's always going to be more in flow and easier, healthier. And thank you is definitely one of those ways of keeping that balance and flow. There are other ways too, like saying no and various other forms, but we can talk about those another day. So yeah, that's the message for today, that thank you is really, really important. And there's a growing body of research and a growing body of really kind of robust evidence that would suggest that having a gratitude practice internally in particular is has a very positive impact on physiological strength and capacity, physiological health, mental health. So it's very much connected to the propensity to have to suffer from stress-related conditions and that kind of thing. So it's becoming increasingly well known that the more we give gratitude, the more we feel gratitude, the healthier we will be. And that particular form that I talk about today is just that ability to express it freely to other people, and particularly to use those words of thank you. So I wonder if you could tune into this and see how this shows up in your day-to-day life, to notice if this is something that you do or you don't do, to notice if you give it easily, to notice if it sits comfortably with you when you express it, and also to notice if you are willing to receive it from others. It might be nice for you to tune into some of the relationships in your world where a thank you would be a really lovely thing to offer. So there'll be people in your world who are, for example, doing the crap stuff that nobody else wants to do. Or there are people that are taking care of the day-to-day and perhaps not being recognised. There'll be people who'll be going out of their way to make your life easier. We're all lucky to have those people in our worlds. And very often it's these unnoticed things that go without a thank you. And it would make such a big difference to people, not just to them to receive it, but to you if you were to offer it too. So don't be afraid of saying thank you. Please think about how this shows up in your life, and please know that every time you feel that thank you inside of you and give it to somebody else, you're making yourself happier and healthier, and you're probably making them happier and healthier too. So what greater gift is there? And it comes for free. So thank you for listening today. Thank you to all of you who show up time and time again, who watch this content, who connect me to other people in the world, in my work that I wouldn't otherwise be connected to. Thank you for those of you that show up in the work that we do. For those of you I work with one-on-one or in teams, thank you for being you, and thank you for showing up in the way you do, and for teaching me so much about life and so much about me. I will talk to you soon. Take care for now. Bye.